Hello there, YouTube. I've been wanting to make a video for a while now, and about what, I really have no idea. I mean, I have an idea. The thing is, I probably just have too many ideas, and to just narrow them down to one single idea, and to package that in a 2-3 minute video would be rather hard and somewhat of an impossibility. So, figured I'm just gonna let the camera roll and talk about the post-elections, the 2016 elections, philosophy, Pizzagate, the fact that there's a hashtag called Pizzagate is proof of need I say more. But yeah, the post-elections, when it was announced that Donald Trump was the new president-elect of the United States and all that, I'll admit I was shocked, disbelief. I didn't really have a dog in that fight. I wasn't too crazy about Hillary Clinton, and I didn't see any redeeming qualities in Donald Trump, so it was kind of, like many others, I really was just drawn in to Bernie Sanders and the things he said, and in the way he said them. People can argue that it was this, it was that, it was all a setup, whatever the fuck, whatever, I don't give a shit. I really don't care about, what ifs or anything in regards to Bernie Sanders, but once Hillary Clinton kind of, for lack of a better term, and let's just call it what it is, kind of just bought him out and said, hey, you're under my wing, eat my shit and like the taste of it, I knew it was going to be just a circus freak sideshow in America, and that it did, and that it was, and that it did indeed deliver tenfold of the aftermath of the 2016 elections. And once it was announced that Donald J. Trump indeed had won, one thing that did catch my eye, and it stuck with me, and it perhaps this is one of the main reasons I'm making this video, but among others, but one thing that struck with me after the elections was there was a panel of like 6 people, right? And whether they were white, black, Asian, Hispanic, that doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't matter. You can say it does, but it doesn't matter. I saw 6 human beings sitting at a table, and they were talking about the outcomes and the percentages of the votes and all that. And what stuck with me was how they had everything in percentages, and they had like 4 columns, and they were all discussing and debating. They were talking about, well, you see, the white vote had 47%, and the black vote had 52%, and the brown vote had 33%, and the other minorities, whether they were, whatever, Asian or Cuban or Russian, whatever, like they were like in 1.2%, whatever. But it just resonated and kind of just stuck with me how these people on the panel, these 6 people sitting on the table, they're so befuddled. They're dumbfounded. They're like, why is this country so divided? Why is this country so divided? I mean, the white vote is 47%, and the black vote is 43%, and the Mexican vote, the brown vote, is 44%. Not that, never mind, they're not, to these people, it's like they're not Americans first. No. Let's forget the fact that they're all Americans, let's forget that. The thing of importance here is that the black vote says this, the white vote says that, the brown vote says that. But why is this country so divided? Could it be that it's because we don't see human beings as human beings first? And we let the amount of melanin in their skin tone dictate our knee-jerk reaction in our brains to then just assume that a person is more violent because he's black, a person is more likely to steal your lawnmower because he's a Mexican, a person is more likely to be racist because he's white. It's like, you're not seeing people as people. You're not seeing Americans as Americans. You're seeing them as just these white vote, black vote, brown vote. So, how do you... It just stuck with me. It just stayed with me. I was like... It's like you're holding a lighter to the bottom of your fucking foot. And you're just like... Why is it that flames just burning through the sole of my shoe? Why does it smell like burning rubber? Why the fuck is my foot burning? Holy shit, it's because... Yeah, the fire's right there. But anyway, yeah, just that, their faces, just their confusion of, why is this country so divided? It just stuck with me. Because we're not Americans, first and foremost, no. We're not people, we're not humans, we're not Homo sapiens. We're white Americans, we're black Americans, we're brown Americans, and all those other Americans, the 1%ers, 2%ers that fall at the bottom of the barrel. And just being on the net and just seeing things like Pizzagate, it's like I don't even give too much of a fuck yesterday to click on it. But today I'm like, okay, I give up. I give in, Google gods. What the fuck is Pizzagate? And of course, I didn't read too much into it because I started to, bleed from every orifice in my body after reading 30 minutes of it. And it's pretty much people making up fake news sites and saying that Hillary Clinton and her adversaries run child sex slave torture chambers and rape chambers underneath pizzerias or some shit. And how fake news sites are just kind of... Fake news sites are the new news. If it's not news in America, if it's news, no. We want fake news in America. We want fake news. Because fake news is the new news. Apparently. And just seeing both sides of the coin of how people are convinced that, it's all true and it's all real. People that are convinced, it's just fake media sites fucking with Americans' heads to even further fucking, convolute, our ideals and our psychology and how we live and survive as a species, in one country. It's just amusing to me, People that think they're right, people that think they're wrong, people think they're right, people think they're wrong. And just seeing them cannibalize each other over hashtag Pizzagate. I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. But, yeah, remember when you could explain, your stance or your position on something in about a minute or two without having to prove how everything is wrong except your own cherished beliefs? Or you didn't have to prove how every other ideology is wrong because yours is right, Now it's like, you say I'm not racist. Like, well, yeah, how? Well, because I see people before anything. I see a living, breathing human being before I see the shade of his skin. Oh, what do you mean by shade of his skin? If he's like black, like really really black, you're gonna look at him differently. If he's a light skinned black male, and it's just like, it's like what the fuck are you going on about? I stated, my stats or my opinion on something, and now people just, they want to take that one thing you said and be like, okay, you said this, but you didn't emphasize on this, and that. Therefore, you're a racist. You're reverse racism or whatever. It's like people just dying, clawing, grasping, looking for something to be offended by these days. It's insane. It's just like reverse racism. Like what the fuck? There's no such. Sorry, but there's no such thing as reverse racism. The white man didn't invent fucking racism. All right. Sorry. It's not the way it works. There's not a race or an ethnicity that invented racism. Therefore, when you're racist, that's reverse racism. It's like you have North purple men, on the north side of the wall, living their lives. And then you have South orange men, south of the wall, living their lives. And then someday, the wall just breaks down, or someone digs a tunnel, and the North purple men go down to the south and meet the southern orange men for the first time. It's either side, north or south, purple man, orange man. None of them invented racism. It's just the way it's kind of how evolution works. Millions and millions of years of evolution. When your brain is subjected to something that it's never been exposed to before, you're going to react, you're going to be shocked, you're going to be in a state of disbelief or fear. And then people want to go around and say, oh, well, since you're saying it's in our it's in our DNA and it's in our evolution, it's evolution, are you saying that racism is okay? And it's just like, no. That's the thing I see a lot, with people making arguments online, and you state your position and you make yourself perfectly clear, and people usually want to be like, oh, since you said that, does that mean that you're for, you're saying racism is okay because it's evolutionary? And it's just like, how it works. But that's the way of the world these days. You construct an argument or belief or a stance, and people want to take that and branch off 12 different things that is in their mind, yet they spin it around as if it's something that you said. All these, well, did you just say that this? Does that mean because you believe in evolution that you're for racism? Does that believe that since a man can't have a baby, does that mean that you don't believe? And it's like all those. Does that mean this? Does that mean this? Does that mean that? All those things that other people are implying in their heads, they spin it around and project it back on you as if you're the one that's thinking those things. I just don't get it. So I have to embrace all lights, all lights of life. And life is dark, life is cruel, biology feeds on itself in order to sustain itself. And, You need a certain darkness to see the stars in the night. You know? A certain darkness is needed to see the stars at night. And if you live in the city and there's tons of light pollution and you only see three stars in the sky, and there's another person in the fucking desert, and the sky is just covered and littered with stars. The stars are always there. All the stars are always there. The stars don't just bloop out of existence because you're in the city and there's a lot of light pollution. All the stars, the planets, the satellites, they're always there. But just because you can't see them in your brain, because of your position on the planet, and in your time zone, and in your fucking, processes in your brain, doesn't mean that they're not there. So if we're gonna find a way to further not understand yourself, but understand those around you, you're going to have to listen to those people around you. And not just assume that you have all the answers because you don't want anybody coming in and bending your narrative. That's the only way we can grow. That's the only way we're ever going to learn. But, it's just... It's weird how America lands on the moon in 1969 using German technologies and German scientists that served in World War II during the 1940s. So it's like 1940s, I hate you, die, blow up, me versus you. And then in 1969, we land on the moon using German technologies and German scientists. The ultimate irony. I really don't know what else to say, but it's gonna go. I'm gonna end this with the ramble and just show you a few books that I've kind of been flipping through because I haven't been reading much, and I've been telling myself that I should and that I have to, because if not, I'll forget everything that has made me human up until this point. So it's kind of dark, but I'll open this here. A little bit of light, probably not much, but hey, light is light, right? Alright, what do I have here? Sciencia, it's a neat little book. About mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and astronomy for all. It's a really neat book, has tons of badass illustrations and drawings, and each page is kind of its own chapter or whatever, like plants, there you go. Ooh, good old death and other helpful illnesses and things like that. Biology, quantum mechanics, radioactivity, periodic tables, sounds, photons, and trigonometry and all that stuff. It's a really neat book. Sciencia. It has it all. It's like, if you're a nerd